My name is Jan Willem van Bergen. I am your General Manager, and it gives me pleasure again to welcome you to our second taping and giving you an update of what has been happening at your galaxy. As you know by now, Mr. Andy Malonza has decided to stay with the galaxy. We are very happy about that we will continue working together. As we have done for many months now, we meet daily in the AM and in the PM to brief each other about the daily events and the challenges before us. Andy, you have several projects you are working at these past few weeks. Could you please tell our audience what you are currently doing and update them on the status?
Sure, Jan. As I have reported to you some time back, today I would like to report to you the progress of those 5 projects that we're working on. Number 1 on the list is the repairs on the expansion joint that separates the tower and the bridge leading to the mini park. As I have reported to you before, the building had settled by about 3 inches, and for us to seal that void created by that settling, we have to remove the old fillers and seal it with a Sony-borne sealing material so that water will not penetrate that joint itself. Additionally, we also pitch the pavement towards the drain so that it will drain properly, and it will not have a ponding of water during heavy precipitation. I'd like to report to you today that we have completed those 2 tasks on the bridges, and especially on number 2. Once all the preparation are completed to paint and all those finishes are done, we will proceed with number 1, tower number 1 next week.
Right.
The second one that we're doing is the rehabilitation of the lighting in the mini park area. As you may very well know, and I earlier reported to you, the cabling, the underground cabling that supplies power to the original lighting design had been compromised, and we have rehabilitated them. We have replaced some of the fixtures, and we are now installing new lighting, indirect lighting for the mini park, which means it's not harsh. And we're actually also using compact fluorescent tubes, which are actually energy efficient.
Yes.
The third project that we're doing, which is scheduled on the 14th of October next week, Tuesday, will be to shut down a riser in Tower 3 so we can facilitate repairs on the gas line on Tuesday. We will be doing inspection of the apartments once the job is done, relighting pilot lights and so forth, to make sure that the operation of your stoves are properly functioning. Fourth on our list is the implementation of a inventory system for our stockroom. We have purchased, as you know, it had arrived about 3 days ago, and I've shown you a barcode system, which means all our stocks will be in barcodes, and it will also be, we will print out barcodes on those items that does not have barcode. At the end of the day, the game plan is to make sure that every item in our stockroom are accounted for, so that our iOS system of people will be able to utilize our stocks, and that pricing are done properly on every item that we make use for iOS. And the fifth and the last one, which is actually the most important project this past 2 weeks, is the abatement of all remaining fire life safety violation from the town of Gothenburg. To date, I want to report to you that we have accomplished about 45% of those violations, and we plan to finish the other remaining 55% by next week.
Okay.
We will have a second batch of inspection that will happen on the 14th and the 15th of next week just to make sure that all of these devices are actually functional. And then a final report will be sent to the fire department just to recertify that all these devices are properly functioning.
I would like to address, Andy, the fire violations in the sense that I believe 12 issues became a fire violation, ladies and gentlemen, because the fire marshal or the fire inspector did not have access to a certain amount of units.
12 apartments.
12 apartments. And this means, for those who are watching this broadcast, that we were in violation and we can get fined. And I want to point out today that those who still would refuse to give us access to their units will be billed for these violations, as the Galaxy has the right to do so. So Andy, what you also put together was a completed and proposed repairs, renovations, projects schedule. There are so many issues we are tackling together here. I want to point out too that, by the way, it is of extreme importance that when Andy and I brief each other every day in the AM and the PM, that you know and can see that we work very closely together. Andy in maintenance, I from the other side. Andy, would you like to talk a little bit about some of the projects you are planning or which have been accomplished? Why don't we take elevators, if you don't mind? In the elevator section we had quite a number of violations, and this week, ladies and gentlemen, we had a state inspection, and Andy and I were told that we passed the test with flying colors.
The inspection.
The inspection, yes.
We have a routine annual inspection by the Department of Community Affairs in Trenton. So on an annual basis, this person from DCA inspects all the elevators, meaning from machine room, hoist ropes, cars, safety devices, the governors, and all of those devices to conform with current elevator standards by the state of New Jersey. Again, as what Jan had mentioned, the inspector last week and this week had confirmed that we have all complied with all of those standards today. I also would like to give credit to Mr. Mike Todd, who is our new elevator consultant, who persistently and consistently bringing all of those concerns to us, so we can make the proper actions to get all of these things rectified.
Yes.
Moving forward, as you may very well know, we're now reaching the the heating season. Hence the reason why we are prepping up our utilities and facilities to prepare for the heating season. One of the things that we did was to make sure that our heating equipments, especially the boilers, are in tip-top condition. I'd like to point to you that with the leadership of Mr. Rodney Fenderson, we have done several repairs on our existing boilers. As you know, those boilers are circa 90s. But I want to say that even to this day, those boilers are still in very good operating condition. There are several repairs that were executed there, and today I want to report to you that all those boilers not only pass state inspection, but also are operating as it should be.
Excellent news. Yeah.
We are also implementing a preventive maintenance schedule for those equipment that will be winterized for the next heating season. And as you know, these equipments are basically our HVAC equipments. Number one on the list will be the new chiller that is now cooling your lobbies, towers 1, 2, and 3. What we want to do is to shut them down so we can perform preventive maintenance activities there to prepare again for the next cooling season next year.
As you now have seen, Andy and I have these daily briefings, AM and PM, where we update each other about the projects we have